Kanye West is trending again in 2025, and not for a surprise album drop or a bold fashion statement. This time, he's at the center of a global firestorm of controversy that's shaking up the music industry, reigniting old debates about free speech, hate speech, and the limits of celebrity influence. From concert cancellations to banned music and leaked albums, the situation has escalated into something far bigger than tabloid drama. This is the story of how one of the most influential and polarizing figures in modern music is once again under intense scrutiny. On May 8, 2025, Kanye West released a song titled Heil Hitler. Yes, that's really the title. The track immediately triggered global backlash, not just because of the name, but because of its actual content. In the song, Kanye appears to praise Adolf Hitler and doubles down on his history of antisemitic remarks. The response was immediate and severe. Streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube removed the track within hours of its release. But that didn't stop the song from going viral, because it quickly found a new home on Elon Musk's social platform, X, where it garnered over 10 million views in just a few days. Despite the bans, Kanye's fans and critics alike couldn't stop talking about the track. Was it a form of twisted artistic expression, a cry for attention, or just straight-up hate speech? Opinions were divided, but one thing was clear: Kanye had crossed another line. And that line had consequences. Less than 2 weeks after the release, Coupang Play, one of South Korea's largest streaming platforms and event organizers, announced that Kanye's upcoming concert in Incheon had been officially canceled. The concert, originally scheduled for May 31st, was supposed to be a major comeback moment for Kanye in Asia. But according to official statements from Coupang and ticket vendor Interpark, the show was called off due to recent controversies. Translation? The public and corporate backlash over Heil Hitler made it politically and socially impossible to host Kanye. The organizers not only canceled the event, but also cut ties with Yeezy merchandise and offered full refunds for all tickets sold. This wasn't just a South Korean reaction either. The move echoed decisions made by other major companies. Adidas, for instance, had already cut ties with Kanye back in 2022 after his earlier anti-Semitic comments. In March 2025, they announced that they were selling the last of their Yeezy inventory and would no longer do business with him. If Adidas was Kanye's final commercial stronghold, that bridge is now completely burned. But what exactly is going on with Kanye? Why is he releasing a song called Heil Hitler in the first place? It's part of a larger project, his upcoming album titled Cuck. The title alone raised eyebrows when it was first teased, but things escalated when a leaked version of the album surfaced online in mid-May. The leak appeared on Discord and included multiple unfinished tracks. Surprisingly, the leakers claimed they planned to donate all proceeds to the Holocaust Museum, which only added a surreal, ironic twist to an already bizarre situation. The content of the leaked tracks continued the same themes: defiance, provocation, and an obsession with control. Kanye seems to be taking on what he calls gatekeepers in the music industry and society at large. But critics argue that he's not just challenging authority, he's glorifying dangerous ideologies under the guise of being misunderstood. And that's where the line between edgy and extremist gets dangerously thin. Even outside of the music, Kanye's behavior in 2025 has raised concerns. In a recent interview, comedian Sarah Silverman recounted a strange lunch with Kanye back in 2012, where he allegedly told her he was directing a Jetsons movie. According to her, the meeting was so surreal that in hindsight, it felt like the beginning of a long descent. She mentioned it while reflecting on Kanye's recent public spiral, suggesting that the signs were always there. We just didn't want to see them. And then there's the satire. Saturday Night Live jumped into the conversation with a skit that spoofed Kanye's infamous "George Bush doesn't care about black people" moment from 2005. The sketch featured Mike Myers and Scarlett Johansson, and didn't hold back in mocking Kanye's descent into self-parody. In it, Myers turns to the camera and deadpans, "Kanye West doesn't care about Jewish people," flipping the original moment on its head. It was biting, brutal, and, according to many, necessary. Still, despite all of this, Kanye hasn't backed down. In fact, he seems more emboldened than ever. On X, he reposted clips from the SNL skit as if wearing the mockery like a badge of honor. It's the kind of move that suggests Kanye is fully aware of the chaos he's creating, and maybe even reveling in it. Meanwhile, fans and observers are left wondering about Kanye's mental health. In the past, the rapper has spoken publicly about his bipolar disorder, but it's unclear whether he's receiving treatment now. The combination of erratic behavior, inflammatory content, and defiance of consequences paints a troubling picture. Some believe this is a man crying out for help. Others believe he's simply lost in his own ego. Adding to the complexity is his personal life. Kanye recently gave his wife, Bianca Sensori, full power of attorney, meaning she can make legal and financial decisions on his behalf. That revelation sparked even more speculation. Is Kanye stepping back from control, or is he trusting the wrong people? Some insiders say this move shows how much Bianca has become a central figure in Kanye's life and career, while others think it reflects a deeper instability. It's important to remember that Kanye has always walked a fine line between genius and madness. He's broken barriers, challenged norms, and redefined hip-hop more than once. But in 2025, it feels like he's crossed into a space where controversy isn't a byproduct of his art. It is the art. And that's a dangerous place to be, especially when the stakes are this high. The cancellation of the South Korea concert marks a turning point, not just for Kanye, but for the entertainment industry. It's a clear signal that platforms, promoters, and even entire nations are no longer willing to excuse hate speech for the sake of fame or legacy. The question now is whether Kanye will continue down this path, or if the backlash will finally force some kind of reckoning. In the meantime, Kanye's fans are left in a complicated space. Can you love the music but condemn the message? Can you separate the art from the artist when the artist refuses to draw that line themselves? These are questions that don't have easy answers, but they're questions we'll all be asking in the wake of Kanye's 2025 meltdown. Whether he's spiraling, orchestrating a grand act of performance art, or both, one thing is undeniable. Kanye West is once again the most talked about man in music, but this time it might come at a cost he can't afford.